my After Effects tutorial. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to create some really nice glitch effects inside of After Effects without any third-party plugins. So what you see right now on the screen is what I'm going to show you today. And keep in mind, awesome people, that this thing has been created without using any third-party video clips or any scripts or any third-party plugins. So 100% After Effects, and you're going to be learning a lot of cool glitch techniques in this tutorial. So with that being said, awesome people, let's get to it. Before creating a main composition, what I'm going to be starting off with is I'm going to create some side elements which is really going to help us sell this video effect properly. So you can see all these scratches and grids and stuff. We're going to be creating that first, and then we'll composite all of that into our main composition. So a new composition, I'm going to call this grid, right? And I'm going to call this 01, and this is very important that you name all your compositions properly. So grid 01, I'm going to create a new solid here, and I'm just gonna make a white solid. The color really doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna for the sake of neatness and organization, call it grid 1. Go to FX and presets, type in the effect grid, and generate. That's what we are looking for. Now this is the default look. What I want you guys to do is to change this from corner point to width and height sliders, and then also we will change the width slider to about 2000, right? And when you do this, you're going to see that you get these vertical lines, but you still have this horizontal line in the center. Well, no worries, awesome people. Just move the anchor point, the first value, drag it all the way to the right till you see that the line goes away, right? Now this is what we are looking for. Once you have this, go back to your project panel, and what we're going to do, awesome people, is we're going to create another composition. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this grid composition. I'm going to call this, so it's going to become grid 02. It's going to save us a little bit of time. Go to the solid that this has, and once you're here, awesome people, change the height to 15, right? Now once you do that, awesome people, you're gonna see that you get like a very detailed grid effect, and this is what exactly what we're looking for. So once you have done this, again, come back to your project panel and create a new composition called underscore main grid. Okay, now this is the place where both of these two grids are going to be going, and the reason, awesome people, why we made it like this, where we created both of them in different compositions, is because we want to add a mask on both of them. If you were to create a mask on the solid, you can see that nothing is going to happen. It's not going to actually cut the solid at all, and the grid effect won't get affected. So in order for that to happen, we have to work with the composition. Okay, anyways, grid 2, awesome people, is gonna be our detailed composition, and that's where we want the whole thing to be, right? So I'm gonna make a mask here, and now you can see, awesome people, that's actually cutting the layer now. So this is what we want. We're gonna create a simple mask like that, and next, awesome people, is we're gonna animate this mask. So it's gonna be very simple. Select this thing, hit the M key for mask path, start the animation, move ahead in time. I'm gonna say go for 20 frames, and click on mask 1. You don't want to click on mask path because that's going to select your keyframe. Click on mask 1 and bring this down. Okay, bring it down. Use your shift arrow keys to bring it down. Now, awesome people, now this is where it's going to get a little bit time consuming, but it won't take that much time. Copy this keyframe, Control C, Control V. So it's basically going down, coming back up. Now, awesome people, what I want you to do is I want you to create frame by frame animation. So you're gonna move one frame ahead using the page down key, and you're gonna not only change the position of the mask, but you're also gonna animate the mask a bit. So change this, click on clicks in the center, so we do select all the different points. Then click on this line, so we just select these 2 points and move it up a bit, right? Again, page down, move it down, and select mask 1 and bring this down. Now I'm going to speed up this process in editing, but you have to do this properly on your clips. And this is the part, awesome people, where it really gets awesome, because you're gonna have a different result than me and anyone else watching this video. So it's gonna be a very rare thing that you're gonna create something exactly the same as me or anything. Now what I want you to do is I want you to complete at least 10 frames of animation, so you get like this glitch effect, right? There's going to be a little bit of work in this video, but believe me, awesome people, that this is going to be worth it for sure. Now once, awesome people, you have created this 10 frames animation, what I want you to do is I want you to jump 10 frames and copy the first keyframe, right? Now awesome people, awesome people, select all of these keyframes and then Control C, Control V. So we're gonna be creating this effect over and over again. See that? It's gonna keep on doing it again and again. So jump 10 frames, Control C, Control V, jump 10 frames, Control V. So we have about 8 seconds of this, and this is superb. Now awesome people, what we'll do is we'll go to project panel, create another composition, and this is gonna be our main render, right? This is where the whole thing is gonna be made. And before we start the actual work, let's just create a new composition, and we'll call it logo, or actually text replace here, right? So we basically have we can keep the whole thing editable and not make it super permanent. If you ever feel like you want to change something for a special episode on YouTube, or your client goes nuts and says change this alphabet or add an exclamation mark, you can do it quite easily. So the thing that we're trying to create now, awesome people, is you're trying to create this type on effect. You can see, awesome people, how the glitch, you can see that the alphabets are coming like an opacity fade, but the only problem is that they are individually being animated, so it's not one opacity and it's not linear wipe. If you guys are thinking of using the transition, it's a good idea, but it's not there. So I'm going to create a new text layer, and I'm going to call it ZenGen Learning. And the font that I'm using, awesome people, is again to be found, since we're keeping it full on After Effects, 100% After Effects, it's going to be Arial. Okay, so simple, regular, just make it bold like this, Fox bold. ZenGen Learning, make a duplicate, or actually, and before you create a duplicate for your tagline, let's just do all the animation on our main title, so that we don't have to do all the animation on your tagline as well. We'll just duplicate it later. Open this up, go to animate, go to opacity, okay, and take this opacity down to 0. Now I don't have the time to explain you what exactly is a range selector and an animator, but just follow along with me. So reduce the opacity down to 0, start the animation for start, move ahead in time, and change it to all the way up to 100. So now if you go to play it, you can see that it's giving you like a type on effect. If you ever want to do this in your typography videos, that is how you do it. Awesome people, keep that in mind. And we're gonna give it like a 1 second animation time. Now this is good. I'm gonna duplicate this, okay. I'm gonna bring this down, and I'm gonna add my tagline. So I'm gonna say free tutorials and templates, right? And I'm gonna use this key to bring this down, super down. That's it. And you can also use your scale to bring it down just a bit, so you can have like a perfect tagline, right? Position it properly, awesome people. Select them and use your arrow keys to position them properly. And now, awesome people, what you can do is you can move the tagline a little bit ahead. So you're giving like a small offset to your tagline. So your title is gonna start, and then your title and your tagline is gonna come in later, right? This is what it's gonna look like. Okay, so once this is done, you can always come in here and change your text, and the animation is gonna update. Super, we have this down as well. So let's bring the main grid down into our main render composition. So let's just preview this and see what we have. This looks good. And what I'll do, awesome people, is I'll bring down the opacity to about 10 opacity, 10%. So we're getting like this nice, digital glitch effect. Super. Next, awesome people, is we will create, we'll add a small texture. The whole solid look won't really sell this effect that much. It's really good if you can add like a nice texture in the background. I'm going to be using one of these. And I think Video Copilot has one that looks like this. I think this is from Video Copilot, I'm not sure, but I've seen something very similar to this in Video Copilot's pack. Anyways, select the text layer, the texture layer, sorry. Take your ellipse tool and create a circular mask, something like this, okay? And once this is done, invert it, so you're basically giving a little space for our main text, and feather the living hell out of it. So give it like a 300, 250 amount of feather. You can see how intense it gets. Change the opacity down to 25, and you can see that we are adding like a nice effect to this. And now let's bring in a little bit of light, awesome people. And you can see that we are still working with a lot of alpha. So let's just create a background layer. I'm gonna create a black solid. I'm gonna call it BG. Right, keep it below, lock it up, and let's add a little bit of light. Let there be light, awesome people. So I'm gonna go for a nice blue color, but again, depending on what you like, you can choose a different thing. So once you have created your solid, actually I forgot to name it, very bad thing, always name your solids properly. I'm gonna call it light 01. Once this is done, select your ellipse tool, masks, and create a mask like this. Now it doesn't have to be ellipse, like a perfect ellipse, but I just like to work with perfection. I'm a perfectionist, the best. Anyways, just kidding. Create an ellipse like this, right? And let go. Now again, feather the hell out of it. 400, 500. And reduce opacity down to about, I don't know, 12. Okay? And change the blend mode, awesome people, to add. So it's gonna blend a little bit better. There you go. Now awesome people, I'm gonna duplicate this and I'm gonna use the W key on my keyboard. I'm gonna hold it down and I'm gonna rotate it like this. If you add the shift key, it's gonna snap into position. This is superb. Now if you ever want to change the color of this light, Control Shift Y for editing your solid, select it, and I'm gonna go a little bit down so you're getting like a nice greenish effect, right? Superb. This is looking good. Next awesome people is to create this roll effect, right? This roll effect. We have a nice background done. All of this awesome people is going to become our background. Now let's add a little bit of animation to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, or actually also please bring in the text layer now. So super, we have something happening. Now you can always position the text layer freely. Don't worry about the position or anything. You can always scale it down if you want, and nothing wrong is going to happen. Okay, no worries there. Superb. Next awesome people is to create an adjustment layer, and always make sure to name your adjustment layer. So I'm going to call this roll, and what you want to do is you want to create this sort of an animation, right? Very easy awesome people. Go to FX and presets, type in offset, take it from distort, drag it and drop it. Start the animation for shift center 2. Okay, hit the U key for revealing the keyframes, move ahead in time awesome people, and create a keyframe right here at 1 second. So we'll move back in time now and we'll change this keyframe. So I'm gonna change it like that. As you play it, you can see we're getting that roll effect. Now you can see awesome people that it just ends very abruptly. So select both of these keyframes, hit the F9 key. I can't do that. Oh man, I really need to get me a nice recorder. See that? Nice. I think that looks awesome. I think a little bit of, I think the speed over here is just too much. Nice. I think that looks really nice. You can change the color. I think I'm going to change the color a bit, because it's not, actually I'm going to increase the opacity. You can always do that too, awesome people. Oh, this is good. I'm going to create another adjustment layer, awesome people, and I'm going to call this noise. Sorry, forgot. Noise. Go to FX and presets, type in the effect noise, and take this second one, noise and grain, simple noise, take it and drop it, and you're going to animate this a bit. So let me just show you what exactly it does. It's going to add like this grainish effect, right? And instead of using color noise, you're going to use monochromatic noise. So if you just remove the check, it's going to be superb. I'll give you this effect. Superb, looks good. I'm going to start the animation for amount of noise, U key, move ahead in time, and bring it down to say 5. We want a little bit of digital noise to be there, right? It's going to help us sell the effect a bit better. Maybe change it to 10. Okay, 10 is going to be good. Super awesome people. We're going to add a fast blow to this, do the noise adjustment layer, and start the animation for blurriness. Move back in time now, and I'm going to increase this just a bit, like you can say 3. That's it. Now if you were to play it, there's going to be a little bit of blur, but then it's slowly going to come back to normalness, right? Which is good. Now just to add a little bit more effect, let's add in a glow effect to the noise adjustment layer. And you can see awesome people that I'm working very fast in order to keep the tutorial short, in order to explain things. But if you take the time out to work with it properly, believe me, you're gonna come up with some amazing stuff. This thing took me about a full day to make. right? And as you can see, that looks good because I took the time to put in a lot of work into it. So right now my colors may not match. I'm not getting that perfect effect that I have in my demo, but believe me, the techniques are here, and if you were to, do all of them, experiment a bit, you're gonna be creating some awesome stuff. So anyways, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so we are creating something. All right, so this is good. Let's actually go to the roll thing and increase animation to 40 frames. So we have the animation happening a little bit more, right? Superb. And let's also animate the opacity for our main grid. Like you can see also people that when it ends, that's the time it actually shakes a lot. So let's animate it from 50, or not 50, 50 is too much. Let's add it from 25 to 10, and then slowly it's gonna go up to say 20, right? So it's gonna be like this, it's gonna come down, it's gonna slowly work its way up again. Actually, I think I should reduce it down from 10 to 5. Alright, now this is looking good. And then the end keyframe should be 10 as well. Superb, this is gonna look good. Alright, next awesome people is to add a little bit of blur to the roll adjustment layer because the roll is not looking that smooth. Alright, what can we do is we can go to a blur and sharpen and play with Gaussian blur, brush blur that is, right? Check it out. Okay, I'm going to show the animation for blurriness. I'm going to move to 40 frames, start the animation for blurriness, hit the U key, move back in time and change it to about 10. Right? There you go. Superb. Next awesome people is to add what I call a zoom in effect. So you can see awesome people over here. This thing right here, this glitch, this is what I call, actually this is not the place it's affecting this place. This is what I call the zoom in effect, and it's very simple to do. So once you're here awesome people, create a new adjustment layer, and there are going to be lots of adjustment layers in this tutorial. You can go to transform, if I'm not mistaken. Transform, take it from distort category, drop it over here, and always awesome people, name your adjustment layers properly. So I'm going to call it zoom 01, and I'm going to simply increase the size to 150, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mask tool, my rectangle tool, and I'm going to create a mask only on this much part. And then awesome people, I'm just gonna cut the adjustment layer using Alt and left bracket, the one that's beside the letter P. You can see that. And then I'm gonna say count 3 frames, 3 or 4, page down, 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, and Alt right bracket key. So it's only that much. Now if I was to play this, it's gonna look something like that. See that? I think it's a little away. Let me put it right there. Like that. Now awesome people, if you were to duplicate this a bit, increase the size maybe, it's gonna look something like this. Like that. Okay, if you want to make this look a little bit better, put a little, again, put a little more time into this, and don't let it overlap like this. Okay, awesome people. So we'll move ahead in time, and this time awesome people, I'll create a mask over here, right? So we get like a different effect. So it's zooming in here, then it's like that, and then it just goes away like that. And I think that 1, 2, 3, 4 should be enough. So I think I made about 5 or 6 of these. Not good. Like that. And next awesome people, what you can do is you can also add an animation to one of these adjustment layers. So I'm going to move this a little bit ahead, and when it's zooming in like this, I can add an animation. So hit the P key, start the animation of position, make sure you have the selection key, not the mask tool, and bring this down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe go to 5, and then take it up like that. Like that. Right, awesome people, it's just gonna add a little more animation like that to the scene. Next, awesome people, what you can do is you can also create some masks, which I mean, you can also create some zoom in effects without having any masks on them. So instead of having a mask, you can just delete the mask and have a full zoom in effect like that. Correct? And the final thing, awesome people, that I can show you for selling this thing is to create these sort of wiggliness, right? Like this, you can see this wiggliness. And the way you do this is, again, very simple. Create a new adjustment layer, call it wiggle 01. Take the effect wave warp, WAVE, wave warp from distort, drag and drop it here, and you can see we're getting that wiggliness already, but we don't want this sort of thing. So I'm going to change the wave type from sine to smooth noise, right? And you can see we're getting there. And I'm going to change the wave height to about 200. And you can see, awesome people, you can play around with this a lot. But you can, with this, like that, and change it to about 20. I think this was a little too much. 50. There you go. Maybe bring it down to 25. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Superb. What you can do, awesome people, is you can come here, Alt left bracket, Shift page down, Alt right bracket to cut the thing, and there you go. Right now, in order to add a little bit of animation, you can add a small expression to the phase property right here. So Alt click on it and just say time into 20. That's it. Okay, we keep it simple. I think the value of 20 would be enough to animate this properly. So let's just take a look at what we have. And the best effect would be, awesome people, to sort of overlap wiggle with one of these zoom effects. So what you can do is you can give this the wiggle a proper color like blue, so we know that the blue layers are wiggles and the zoom layers would be red. Alright, and if you combine both of them, you get like a very nice glitch effect. This, awesome people, you can use for CCTV cameras. You know, if you have like some of them in your short films, you can use it for motion graphics like I'm doing right now. And if you combine it with some really good sound design, you can end up with a really cool work. So this was my tutorial on how to create some really nice glitch effects inside of After Effects. The last thing, awesome people, that I did to complete the full thing was to add some flares. So I'm sure that's very simple, but I'm still gonna just run you through it. Create a solid, Video Copilot, optical flares, right? Options, clear everything, or actually wait for it to load up first. Clear everything, add a streak, add a glow, reduce the glow. Oh, sorry, wrong axis. Like this, hit the U key. Oh, I mean hit the OK key. What's wrong with me? And make sure, awesome people, that your flare layer is below your roll layer. Okay. And then just change this to add. You're gonna get something like this. Right, nice. And you can also decrease the brightness down. Change the scale. Play around with the noise settings. Or actually, what you can do is you can keep noise below roll, and like this, so you get like a proper flare effect. See that? And I did the same thing over here. And that's how I was able to get this. Now, if you want to create letterboxings, very easy. Control Y, boxing, name the layer, hit the S key, break the link, change the second value to 80, normal, stencil alpha. There you go. So, awesome people, that was my tutorial on how to create some very nice glitch effects inside of Adobe After Effects. What you see right now on the screen, awesome people, was created using these techniques that I just showed you. And I admit that I was able to, like I was running through the tutorial, but I hope you understand that I had to keep the tutorial quick and I had to explain you guys some stuff. So I had to do it. But believe me, if you were to take some time and put it into it, this thing is going to look awesome. and I will see you guys next time. Take care everyone, and thank you for watching.